So I want to share some things that I learned about sugar, because sugar to me, it was the bane of my health. Like I had a love-hate relationship with sugar before. In fact, I was addicted to it. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that I was a sugar addict. And I know that because whenever I tried to eat less sugar, like whenever I would go on a diet, I wasn't able to sustain that for very long. I could cut it back for short periods of time. I think anyone can, you know, if you stick your mind to it, you can do things for a short period of time. But I always ended up going back to eating more of it. And I realized that it was the form of the sugar that it was in. It was like I never had that problem eating apples. You know, it's just I never like overate apples. I could eat an apple, and the sugar in that apple was never an issue for me. Um, and come to find out, there really is no scientific research that has ever shown that the sugars in fruits are harmful. But we do know that the refinement of the sugar is what really creates the problem. So this, you know, you see the image here of the sugar cane. It's, if anyone has ever had sugar cane, you know that it kind of resembles bamboo. It looks like a giant bamboo, and then on the, you know, the leaves coming out the top of it, it basically is just like a great big blade of grass. And in fact, sugarcane is in the grass family. And so how does that green plant end up becoming the white cubes of sugar down here? So that's kind of, you know, that was my question. And I was like, if I could get closer to, you know, if I could enjoy eating sugar in a form that's closer to this than to this, I wonder if there would be any difference. And as it turned out, there is. So let's take a look at this. This is another one of my favorite quotes. I love Albert Einstein. He was not just a scientist, but he actually had a real affinity for nature. And I love this quote by him that says, "Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better." And I thought, wow, I wonder what we should be looking at with sugar in terms of nature. And because we as humans, we have a natural desire for sweet. And one thing that I learned about that was it's probably because like we're like programmed to want sugar. Like anytime we taste something sweet, we love it and we want more. And it may be in the, you know, original days of humans, that you know, those foods that had natural sugars in them signified a food that had other things in it that we need, such as fibers and antioxidants and vitamins and minerals. And so as it turns out, the sugar cane has all of that. What you see here is a glass of sugarcane juice. And so this is what it would look like if we were to push those stalks of sugar cane through a roller press. So it's a very specific type of press that it like basically flattens down the sugar cane and squeezes all the juice out. And when the juice is squeezed out of a sugar cane like that, it's a lot, obviously there's a lot of water that's in those sugar canes, because that's how we get a juice, is by having a high water content. But what else is in the sugar cane is a number of other things. And so I just love the different colors here too. You say sugar canes, sometimes it's purplish, sometimes it's reddish, sometimes it's green, but always at the top of the stalk is a big blade of grass that looks like that. But what's in the sugar cane? I always say it's a perfect packaged food. We always think of packaged foods as being processed, but in the case of nature, we think about the way nature delivers the nutrition that are in the food. It seems to always give us within a particular food the things that our body needs to be able to properly digest that food and utilize all the components of it that are in there. So in addition to the vitamins and minerals that are in there, and it has an abundance, it's got vitamins A and C, and then a number of B vitamins, which B vitamins are actually very involved in the conversion of sucrose, or glucose, I'm sorry, into energy within the cells. So when you have the B vitamins coming right along with the sugar in the food itself, it's basically like giving you everything that you need in order to metabolize it properly. So in addition to that and all the minerals that are in it, sugarcane contains a high amount of phytonutrients, which are plant nutrients, and antioxidants, and then several other new supportive compounds. There's even soluble fiber in sugarcane juice. Soluble fiber is a type of fiber that dissolves in water, and then that fiber kind of like, as it's going through the digestive system, it attaches itself to things like certain other sugars or even like fats that may be coming through the digestive system at the same time, so that a lot of those don't get absorbed into the body. They'll just be, they'll move along with the fiber and end up in the bowel movement. So the fiber actually has a very important purpose as well, is to sort of trap some of the carbohydrates and fats from getting into the bloodstream. So it's a regulatory system that's happening there. And then one of the really interesting things, I've read some research studies about the antioxidants in sugarcane. There's a particular class of antioxidants called polyphenols. And these polyphenols slow down the absorption of the sugar from the sugarcane juice into the bloodstream. So you don't get a big sugar spike when you consume a glass of sugarcane juice. And in the places where sugarcane is grown, there's a lot of sugarcane that's grown in South America and also in India. And the people there, they use the sugarcane juice as a, almost kind of like an electrolyte drink, like a hydrator drink. When they're out working in those hot fields of sugarcane, they'll literally, they have like those little, it's like a little turnstile roller press thing to press the sugarcane juice, and they'll just drink it. And they usually add a pinch of salt and lemon to it. The lemon is to kind of help keep it from oxidizing too quickly. It's kind of like squeezing a lemon on an apple, because you don't want the apple to get brown too quickly, because sugarcane juice can do that as well. If it mixes with the air, the oxygen in the air will literally start to break down some of the compounds in there. So they add a little bit of lemon juice to it as well, and then just drink it. You know, you don't have to drink a lot of it, but like one serving, one glass of it is very nourishing and very healing. So much so that, you know, there's been a lot of studies done on it now, like modern studies, where they're finding that the sugarcane juice, even though there's sugar in it, they found that there's only like 15% of the juice is sucrose, which is the naturally occurring sugar in there, and that the rest of it is water and nutrition. So it's like, okay, so if we eat the sugar or drink the sugarcane juice like that, it's actually healing to our body, and it doesn't create cravings or addictions in the way that the refined sugar does. And so, you know, so I thought, okay, so if we can't get sugarcane juice, a lot of times that's kind of hard to find, especially here in the US. There are some places that you could get it, but it's kind of hard to find. So what would be the next best thing? That was my question.